Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today, as you can see, we are still at Cheshunt. We have a home game to start the season against Cheltenham, who were relegated from League Two. But before we get into today's match, my word, have we had a very busy summer, and what a summer it has been in terms of players in and out. We have made £150,000 in transfer fees. Noah Cooper, the reserve goalkeeper that we had, we managed to sell him for £100,000. I'm not entirely sure how it came about. He was worth around 20. And I thought, you know what, it's Championship clubs that are interested, we'll offer him out. And Millwall came and paid it. So we made £100,000 from him. Jack Clark we decided to sell to Irish side Finn Harps for £20,000. He's purely an attacking midfielder. He wasn't playing very well when we played him at normal left wing, so we decided to sell him and get his wages off the books. Tommy Lee Higgs last season was out on loan for the second half of the campaign. He had really poor run of form with us, and he didn't do very well out on loan either. So we've sold him to Crawley for £10,000. Callum Marshall was talking about leaving the club at the end of the season, and he was very useful. He ended up as our top scorer last season, but we have sold him for just short of £20,000 as well. And then Jordan Norville-Williams, who was our reserve left back, we've let him go on a free transfer to Kidderminster. So from that, we made 150,000. We converted some of it into our scouting budget, just so that we could get a better idea of what players were actually available. And we also converted a good majority of it into wage budget, which means that we did have some money that we could spend. And as such, as you can see, we have signed, I think in total, 3, 6, 9, 11 players we've managed to bring in, and the squad is looking a lot stronger from it. And not only that, we've managed to strengthen every position in the squad. Our first signing was Lawton Green. He's a New Zealand under-20 international and he's a goalkeeper, as you can see. And he has some very good ratings, to be quite honest. And at 3-star current ability, with potential ability of 5-star, he is going to be a very good goalkeeper for us, I think, for the future. And he will certainly provide competition, if not take the helm from Akers. Aaron Powley we had on loan last season from Peterborough. He has come in on a permanent transfer for free as well. He is our starting left back, and again with 4.5-star potential, with 3-star current ability, he is again another good standard player for this level. Obviously, with the selling Callum Marshall and Tommy Lee Higgs, we did have a shortage up front. It just left us with Hayder, and he was one that I was also looking at selling, Ali Hayder, but in the end we've decided to keep him. And my word, have we strengthened up front as well. Franco Ume, an Irish under-18 international, he came in on a free transfer, and with 3.5-star current ability in his favoured position with 5-star potential, he's a very good finisher with good composure. He works very hard as well, and his physicals, as you can see, he's got very good fitness and he's quite quick as well. And at 6'1" and a bit, he's a good, strong boy to have up there leading the line. We then brought in Joshua Ronnie, and he's a bit of a strange one, really. He's an under-21 international for Northern Ireland, and with 3-star current ability and again 5-star potential at this level, of course. He can play at centre-back as a 3-star player, but he can also play in central midfield at 2.5-star of ability as well. So he's a player that's got that versatility aspect. I think I'd rather have him at centre-back, but he isn't that tall. He's just short of 6 foot. But he is a very quick centre-back, and he's a very determined character, and his actual defensive attributes seem quite strong as well. And as I alluded to many occasions last season, we did need to strengthen defensively. Bartosz Cybulski, he has come in on a free transfer. Again, 2.5-star current ability, so not quite as good now, with 4.5-star potential. He's a striker, but he's 6'6", I think. Something like that. So he's a really big, strong target forward, and he is certainly going to be an important part of our forward-looking team. Thomas Idoze came in as well, another striker, 3.5-star current ability with 5-star potential. He's certainly one of the better players we've managed to sign this time round. Again, his composure's not as good, but he works reasonably hard, and again, his physicals in terms of pace are very good, with a very good finishing ability as well. Rory McConville, who's a good, strong centre-back with 4-star current ability and 5-star potential. He's certainly, again, one of the better players we've managed to bring in. His tackling leaves a lot to be desired, but his other defensive attributes are very good. And as you can see, physically, he is quite good as well. So again, 20 years old, under 21 international. He is another strong case for us at centre-back. Roddy McGlinchey, who is an English central midfielder. He seemed okay to me. His 3-star current ability, 5-star potential. His passing's not great, and his general technical ability isn't great either. But in terms of mental attributes and physical attributes, he is very, very strong, really. And I think he will act as a very good, solid option in that central midfield, especially with 13 for strength as well. And the fact that he's 6'2" is certainly a very good, strong option for us in that centre of the pitch. And then finally, we managed to bring in a winger. We've been looking for wingers for so long. He's probably the best player we managed to bring in, Tommy O'Reilly. And again, he's English. He's got no youth caps, but he can play left or right hand side at winger with a valuation of 120 to 230,000 as well. Really strong looking player for us. 4-star current ability, 5-star potential, really good physicals. His crossing and dribbling ability is second to no one in this squad, and with a very good amount of flair to him. So he's one of them flicks and tricks type players. He's got a very good technique and he's a determined character. I think he will be a very important player for us this season. We then came across Daniel Murray, who is a regen in game. He's 18 years of age and he's a third choice goalkeeper. 2-star current ability with 5-star potential again. But I think his goalkeeping attributes are actually very good. And at 6'4", I think he's going to be a very good goalkeeper in the future. And he could well debutise should we get an injury to Lawton and or Akers. So I'm really happy to have brought him in. We've got 3 good goalkeeping options now, and that sorted that out. And then just the day before today's match in game, we finally managed to bring in a permanent right back. Sam Ling came in again, obviously on a free transfer, and with 3-star current ability at fullback. He's not got any potential to speak of because obviously he's 28 years of age. He's not got that room for growth really, but he's a good determined character. His positioning's okay, and he's a good team player and he works hard. His pace isn't great for a right back either, but with his marking and tackling being on point, I'm hopeful that he will be again a really good option for us in that defence. And in terms of where they came from previously, Sam Ling was actually at Dagenham and Redbridge last time out. Now they did get relegated from our division, but he's also played in League Two, so he has got some experience in leagues above us. Um, Daniel Murray was originally at Bournemouth. He hasn't made any professional appearances as of yet. Tommy O'Reilly was previously at Aston Villa. Again, no senior appearances, but he has got training ability from a Premier League club. Roddy McGlinchey was previously at Peterborough, and he has played a full season out on loan at Worthing in the Vanarama South a couple of seasons ago. But other than that, he's not played any first team football, so it might take him a little while to get up to speed. McConville was previously at Linfield and then Brighton. Again, no senior appearances to speak of, but I still think he'll be a good option for us. Thomas Idozi was previously at Premier League side Wolves, and he actually made a Premier League appearance last season. It was only off the bench, and he didn't get a lot of game time from it, but any experience is good, and I think he will be a very useful player from that. Cybulski was previously at Derby County. He had a full season out on loan at Peterborough Sports, where he scored 18 goals in 39 matches in the Vanarama National North, which is the league below us. And he has had 4 games in the Championship the season before that as well. Since then, he hasn't played at all, but again, he has got experience at a higher level. Joshua Ronnie was in from Stoke, and again, he's had a season on loan in the National North a couple of seasons ago. That was at Darlington, and he played about half a season there for them. But again, he's got some first team experience granted at a lower level. Franco Ume has been at Crystal Palace and Cork. He had made some senior appearances for Cork, but not at Crystal Palace, so very limited experience for him as well. Aaron Powell, of course, he had a full season on loan with us last season, and he did quite well, but the previous 2 seasons he was on loan at Chippenham as well. So again, he's got plenty of game time previously at this level with us and at the level lower, so he is a natural progressive player, and I think he will certainly do well for us. And Lawton Green, he was originally at Motherwell and then went through to Morton. He's not made many appearances in his career either, but he's a goalkeeper and it is difficult when you're fighting just over the one place in the squad. But he has got experience at quite a high level in Scotland, and to come into us on a free transfer, I think it was good business, to be quite honest. So we have got a mixed bag really. We've strengthened all across the pitch, and with the fact that we've made £150,000, it is fantastic for the club, and it has really given us a strong position to be in financially, or a stronger position, should I say. So we have developed quite well, and I'm a little bit more excited about this campaign now. We did have a lot of job um, potential leading into the summer. They kept offering me a 1 year deal, Chesson, and it wasn't a massive commitment, so I kept rejecting. And we were looking at other jobs, and as it went along, we ended up with about a week to go before the beginning of this campaign in July. They offered me a 2 year contract and they offered me a £50 a week wage increase. So I thought, you know what, we'll stick with them for at least another season, but I've got a 2 year contract, so we're a little bit more secure here, and hopefully we can progress from that. And in terms of pre-season, we've had a very good one, in fact. We've done a little bit of a mixture in terms of teams that we were playing, to the extent that we've remained unbeaten, but we managed to draw against Swansea City, who are in the Championship, which is 3 leagues above us. We beat Portuguese second division side Setúbal by 5 goals to 1, which was an unbelievable result, really. And we beat Ipswich 2-1 as well, who are in League One. No, they're in the Championship as well. So we beat them 2-1, and Eastleigh, who are in our league, we beat them 5-0 in pre-season as well. So we've done very, very well in recent games, and I'm hopeful that yes, we've got some tough tests as we always do in the league. Starting with probably one of the toughest tests in this league this season, a home game against Cheltenham, who were relegated last season. We're going to stick to a 4-4-2 setup. We've done really well with it in pre-season, and it seems to be working well with the side. And as we go into the game, we've got Green making his debut in goal, with Powell making his full first-team debut at left-back, Forbes and McConville and Ling at the back. So McConville and Ling making debuts there. We've got O'Reilly, McCoy Splat, Ronnie and Ryan in the midfield, so O'Reilly and Ronnie making their full debuts, and Ume and Cibulski up front making their full first-team debuts as well. There's a few players that have missed out, but all of the new boys are in and around the squad actually. So Edozie and McGlinchey are actually on the bench. The rest of them are starting today, apart from Murray, of course, our reserve goalkeeper. So I'm looking forward to this season. I think this is going to be a really tough test for us, though, it has to be said, with the fact that we're playing last season's relegated team. But I think we've managed to make a pretty strong squad, and considering the financial gain from all of those player sales, the fact that we've managed to increase our wage budget from that financial gain has really helped us develop the squad a bit. It's allowed us to be active in the transfer market, bringing all these new players in. Yes, it'll take them a while to gel, but this is going to be a really good test for us, I think. And the fact that we've had such a good pre-season and we've beaten teams far better than us, I might add, I'm hopeful that we can do well here, but we'll have to wait and see how we get on. And with the match quickly underway here, we've got a good amount of possession early on, straight from kickoff, and I'm not too fussed about possession as much as I was previously. The setup that we're looking at, we're aiming for the target forward to try and push on. And here's Tommy O'Reilly pushing down this left-hand side. He has support in the penalty area. Looks to whip it into Cibulski. It's headed away. Tommy O'Reilly gets onto it again. Can he whip it in? He can. He finds Cibulski, who strikes it, and he's hit the post. And Freestone manages to clear. Really well done by the big man up front. And that is what we're looking for from Cibulski, to hold the play up, get a snapshot away, and hopefully he will get some goals for us this season. O'Reilly with the delivery from the corner. It's cleared away. Only as far as Ronnie, who manages to loft it back in, and Cibulski beaten in the air, and it's going to be cleared away here by Guthrie, and it remains 0-0. Positive signs though, Cibulski is clearly our target forward, as I mentioned before, so he will be the target at set pieces as well as just genuinely going forward. He will be able to nod the ball on, he will be able to do all the hold-up play as well, and hopefully he will prove vital for us this season, in this system especially. It'll be really important for him to have good games, especially. Rowley charging forward there from goal, and McConville does well to get onto it and finds a new goalkeeper, Lawton Green, who again brings it forward slightly, looks to get it forward. Ume couldn't win the header, but Ronnie finds McCoy Splat. Into Aaron Powell on this left-hand side. Looks forward here for Franco Ume, and Ume's in behind and finds Cybulski, and there is a first goal for the club for Bartosz Cybulski. It's a really good start for us. We have a one-goal lead against the former League Two side, of course, and we're looking good for it, to be quite honest. I think Cybulski's certainly been a very good option up there for us so far, and we've just got to hope they don't get injured. Ume at 6'1" can play that role as well. I did double check it to make sure. So we have got a bit of versatility in our strikers as well, which is good to have. And Rowley makes a good claim from the corner there. Ume was the target that time, and the keeper clears it forward. And it's very easy for Sam Ling to sort out at the back. And he finds McConville, who lofts it over the top. Cybulski hadn't made the run quite as far forward as we thought. And Adshead looks over the top here to Guthrie. Guthrie holds onto it. McConville does well and finds Ronnie. Now McCoy Splat. Ume looking to get onto it. Raglan clears to Chapman. Now Adshead again. They're just building in the game here, Cheltenham, and that is a brilliant effort from Curtis Guthrie. Bit harsh on Lawton Green there. He should have done a bit better, but it's flown into that top corner, and it's 1-1 here. It's the first proper chance Cheltenham have had, really. And as you can see, in terms of creativity, we're doing quite well. I think we are the better side at the moment, but we just need to be that little bit more clinical when we go forward. Rowley here with the clearance forward. Good clearance by McCloy Splat. Tommy O'Reilly couldn't get onto it, and Adshead finds Alibiosu. O'Reilly keeps him under pressure. Raglan looks forward. We couldn't quite get it clear, but Sam Linger's got onto it and plays it back to Lawton Green. Lofts it forward. Cybulski, good win on the header there, and he's found Franco Ume, and Franco Ume makes no mistake. That is a brilliant finish from him. I don't think there's any offside there. It's 2-1, and both of our strikers on their debuts have got their goals here. Really positive start. Considering we really struggled last season with our strikers scoring regularly, to have both of our strikers on the score sheet today is a massive bonus. We don't want any complacency in the side. I think our players are good enough to do well this season. We are targeted by the board to just avoid relegation. The media prediction sees us as a mid-table team, so I am hopeful that we can achieve that, as Ryan looks to play it across to Ume, couldn't quite find him, and O'Reilly does find Ryan again on this right-hand side, who lofts it in for Cybulski, who wins the header, and it's just over the crossbar. But it's been a really positive start here. I'm very impressed with how the side look. The thing with pre-season, I don't watch the games in pre-season. I let my assistant do all of that, so I don't see how well we're actually playing as a team, but this is very, very positive stuff. And I'm looking forward to how well we can do. And defensively, seem to have looked a lot stronger as well. Cybulski does well there, but couldn't quite find Ume. And Joseph just manages to beat O'Reilly out wide there. And he tries to get the ball past Powell and couldn't. Alibiosu into Guthrie, and it's just over the crossbar. It remains 2-1. We've got half an hour left in the game. And as you can see, player fitness is going quite well so far. With this system, it's not quite as demanding. And we're looking okay at the minute. Ume trying to look to nod it on. Cybulski couldn't make the run forward, and it's easily dealt with at the back by Cheltenham. Alibiosu into Joseph. Looks forward and over the top. McConville sorts it out and finds Forbes. Now Powell looking over the top. Franco Ume couldn't win it against Raglan. Raglan's had a very good game at the back for Cheltenham today. And here's Cybulski into Sam Ling. He has got support ahead of him if he can find it. He got surrounded by a couple of players. There was no support there. And this is Zainul Gulen. Gets past Sam Ling, but who does really well in the end, actually. Ronnie couldn't get onto it, though. And this is Ainley. Back to Adshead. Adshead in space here to strike, and he's hit the crossbar. And Forbes does really well to get it away. O'Reilly furthers it clear, and it remains 2-1. And both of our strikers with an assist and a goal between them, of course, setting each other up. It's a bit hard to understand where to change things. Franco Ume is starting to struggle, as is Tommy O'Reilly, and I think we are going to have to make a couple of changes here. We actually haven't got a winger on the bench, though, which is a little bit of an oversight on my part. McCoy Splat is going to come off for McGlinchey. We're going to bring him on for his debut, and Ume, I think, is going to come off for Thomas Idozi. All three strikers, by the way, have had quite solid pre-season. Cybulski was the one who didn't really score as many, but Edozie and Ume were outstanding. Ryan with the delivery to the far post, it's cleared away. Now here's Thomas Edozie, looking to move it forward into Ronnie. Now McConville, into the penalty area. He's been brought down by Guthrie, who of course scored Cheltenham's goal. It is a penalty kick here, and an opportunity for a third for us here, and it's going to be McGlinchey, who's only just come off the bench, of course, to take the penalty, and he smashes it home. 3 debutants with a goal apiece here. Really positive start from the new boys, and looking at the way we're playing from the start here, it's a very, very positive outlook. Cheltenham have created just as many opportunities as we have. But we have been that little bit more clinical, and to have the extra options in defence as well, I think players aren't going to rest on their laurels quite as much. Samling with a free kick here, the right back with an effort from the free kick. It was a very good save by Rowley, and I'll have to have a look at that. I'm not sure why my right back is taking the free kicks, but anyway. O'Reilly with the set piece. Cibulski's in the centre of the penalty area here as well. O'Reilly looks to whip it into the far post. McConville was almost onto it. Freestone did well to clear. And Alibiosu looks for Ainley, but Powell mops it up well. And as the game comes to a close, we've had a very, very positive first game of the campaign there. We've beaten last year's relegated side Cheltenham by 3-1. And we were the better team, I might add, as well. Possession was quite even overall. It was a very disjointed game. There was a lot of fouls by both sides, but we ended up with 10 corners in the game. Our XG was fantastic, and we did create a lot more chances as well. So clearly the new boys have settled in well. I mean, Ling only joined the club in game, of course. He only joined the club yesterday. So he's come straight into the side and got a 7.5 from right back. McConville there with a 7.1. McGlinchey straight off the bench with a goal from the penalty spot with a 7.3. Ume with an 8 rating and Cibulski with an 8.1. Our strikers definitely doing their job there as well. Really, really good start. And the experience with all the training and everything at higher up clubs is vital. But the fact that we've got a good start is very, very positive. And we've got more points already in the first game of this season than we did after 10 games last season. So hopefully the improvements we've made to the squad are certainly going to prove dividends as the season goes on. Yes, it's one game and we've got one win, but I can't help but feel that we've come upon something here. I mean, Cibulski, he was fantastic as that centre forward for the target there. He's not that strong, to be fair, but in terms of his jumping reach and his actual physicality in general, he's outstanding. And because of his teamwork and work rate ability as well, I think he is going to be absolutely vital for us. He might not score a lot of goals, but my word, what a first game of the season for some of these new boys. Feel a bit sorry for Lawton Green and McConville. We didn't keep that clean sheet in the end, but without a doubt, a very, very good start to the campaign. And as we look at the schedule, we've got a few games left in August to get through. And I think what we'll come back for next time round is Blythe. I think we're one of the promoted teams, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so they got promoted last season. So I think what we'll do is we'll come back for a game against Blythe, the promoted side, and we'll follow that with the game away against Bromley. And hopefully we can continue on. And after that brilliant first opening day performance against Cheltenham, we can have potentially a good season. If we play like that in a number of these matches this season, I think we'll do quite well. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for subscribing and liking all of the videos. All your support for the channel is greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time for Blythe at home and Bromley away. And this is Big Will signing away.